What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared. We just finished up all of the 2019 list, surprising, disappointing, best, and worst. But now, we're jumping into 2020 with the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020. This year, we have 12 full months of just non-stop cinema, a bunch of new things. We have big superhero comic book films, big action ones, smaller indies that we don't even know about. So these right now are my top 10 most anticipated movies that I know about so far. But before I get into my top 10 most anticipated, what are some of your guys' top 10 or most anticipated movies of 2020? Some that you cannot wait for, you have marked on your calendar, maybe ones that had to rework a lot of reshoots or, visual effects. Let me know in the comments down below, but without further ado, let's get into number 10. Number 10 is going to be Free Guy. This is, coming from Ryan Reynolds, Taika Waititi is in it. It's basically GTA 5, GTA Online, but a movie. And Free Guy, Ryan Reynolds, plays this NPC in this world. And from what I had heard, I was like, man, this sounds like a fantastic idea. The first trailer didn't do too much for me, but with the fact that Ryan Reynolds said that he had maybe the most fun filming this movie since Deadpool, plus Taika Waititi's in it, and it's a video game movie, so anything and everything can happen. I'm on board for this because I trust Ryan Reynolds, because this guy, he knows what to do with marketing, with the Peloton bike, his roles, just his comedic genius. So I'm looking forward to this movie. I'm curious what trailer 2 will have in store, but hitting, I think, in the middle of the summer. Number 9 is Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I was a little turned off by the 2016 version, but they said that they were going back to the original. This was actually going to be a sequel in the same world, and I didn't know what to expect, and I was in the theater probably 2 weeks ago. A trailer started playing, and I was like, I've never seen this trailer. It was the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, and I love, and again, it's maybe getting a little cliche, but I like it. They're going into the well of, this is kind of going to be like Stranger Things, but not Stranger Things. So I like how they're very much kind of bringing in this new cast. They find the Ghostbusters vehicle, proton packs, everything involved with it, the traps, and going off and doing their own thing. And I think the one single shot that got me was when they discovered that the Ecto-1 has a gunner seat, and they fly around that corner, shooting that proton pack. I got chills. I'm honestly getting chills right now talking about it. So Ghostbusters Afterlife, this one, wasn't expecting it to jump onto this list, but I'm very much looking forward to this film. Number 8 is Sonic, and it's not necessarily that it's going to be a great movie. I'm looking forward to it. I did watch the cartoon growing up, but I'm not a huge Sonic fan. The reason it's making this list is because of the essential fiasco around this movie, with the first design, the internet revolting, and then coming back and redesigning the whole character. And people were saying it was like $35 million. My understanding is it was only about $4 or $5 million, but still, that's a lot of money. So I'm curious if the whole thing to begin with was some sort of marketing stunt to get people drawn into this film. I don't know. And I'm curious because they've been slowly trickling out more and more. There's a baby Sonic in this movie. I want to know what the hell this movie is, if it's going to be good, and if it's going to essentially launch a franchise, because Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik or Eggman, I think he is going to look great in this role. I'm curious if they're going to bloat him up a little bit, but I think it's just what the hell is this movie? That's why it's on this list. Number 7 is No Time to Die. Old Jimmy Bond is back at it, and Daniel Craig, he had been saying a lot of things about this franchise after the last couple, and I wasn't too thrilled or in on this movie, but the first trailer and hearing that they're almost going back to basics, I was very impressed by this first trailer. So Jimmy Bond, this is moving up. I love a good James Bond movie. It's almost doing kind of what Mission Impossible did with the last one, where it's connecting the two. I mean, these are all movies that are happening in sequence, but these two kind of feel like they complement one another, because the villain or some of the characters are continuing over. Christoph Waltz's, for example, he's almost going to be like the Hannibal Lecter, or that's what it kind of looks like. So yeah, I'm curious if this is going to be like great James Bond, a great finish for Daniel Craig, and curious on where this maybe takes the franchise moving forward. Number 6 is The Woman in the Window, and this one actually skyrocketed on my list. I wanted to put it higher, but I had to knock a few down. And this one I actually put on this list probably 2 days ago because I went and saw Uncut Gems. This trailer started playing. I'm like, what the hell is this movie? And it has Amy Adams in it. It's a mystery. It's based on the novel of the same name. And essentially this woman, she's stuck in her house because she's a nymphomaniac. No, that's not, okay, that is not the word I want to use. She's an Afrophobic, I believe, where she can't leave her house. And this mystery and the way it unfolds, and maybe is she seeing these things? Are these things playing out? Is there a bigger mystery going on in this film and she saw something she shouldn't have? I love a good mystery. I love a good thriller, and this looks right up my alley. Like, boom, Jared, you need to see this movie. So Woman in the Window, I don't know how the novel is. I can't read, obviously. So I'm curious what this is going to be, and this is very much on my most anticipated list. Number 5 is Uncharted, and we had been hearing a lot of buzz around this. A new director, new actors, no director, no actors, and Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. I mean, I love the video games, but I was hoping that they'd maybe go with the older Nathan Drake. With Tom Holland being cast as Nathan Drake, they're obviously leaning into the younger version of the character with his brother and then Sully and whatnot. And they're probably doing that because they want this to be a franchise, get 3-4 movies out of it based on the video games. I'm not on board for that, but I'm curious how they're going to do this, how they're going to differentiate it from Indiana Jones or anything of that same flavor, because it is borderline Indiana Jones for a new generation. But actually, right before I recorded this again, it looked like there was a director that dropped out. We have a rumored Mark Wahlberg as Sully. I don't know. There's a lot of moving elements in this, and I'm curious how this will turn out if we even get this movie this year. I have a bad feeling it's going to be pushed or just completely scrapped in general. But Uncharted, I'm excited to see what this is. Number 4 is Dune, and I didn't even know anything about the 80s version of this film or the source material, but every time I'm listening to a podcast about movies, pop culture, nerd stuff, everyone all of a sudden brings up Dune, and it's the Star Wars of this new generation, and it's this and it's that, and everyone has this love for it. But aside from those people, the casual fan like myself, I guess, I hadn't a damn clue what Dune is, but I'm very excited for it because Denis Villeneuve is behind it. It sounds like it's going to be this grand, epic scale film. There's a lot of interesting lore that's involved, and the cast in this film might be the best cast we've ever gotten in any sort of film. Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Timothy Chalamet, or Shamalama Ding Dong. We have Aquaman. Apparently, they're bringing Benjamin Franklin back from the dead. There's a T-Rex. There's anything and everything in this Dune movie. So aside from it apparently having this awesome lore and just world setup and interesting things, it's going to look amazing because Denis Villeneuve. So that's why it's hitting on this list. Number 3 is Army of the Dead. And this one surprised me because it's Netflix, it's Zack Snyder, and I remember reading the headline of this film, and I instantly was like, I need to see this movie. Apparently, this movie is a heist that takes place in Las Vegas during a zombie apocalypse or zombie outbreak. And right there, my first thing I thought of Dead Rising, those Dead Rising video games where you're like trapped in a mall or a casino and there's all these, zombies and blah, 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 all of that. But this sounds so cool because Netflix, they just throw money at anything and everything. Zack Snyder can show action on the screen. And also the cast, I think Batista and a bunch of other people are involved in this movie. But I like the element of them doing this heist, and it's probably going to be human versus human, but then you get this third party involved with the zombies, and it's like, who can you trust? Do you team up with your enemy to get rid of these zombies? I like that aspect to it. And again, This sounds like a video game heist movie, so I am on board. I don't know, I fingers crossed, because they said that it was going to hit at the end of 2020. Who knows if it's on track and whatnot. I hope it comes out this year, otherwise this will be a 2021 release. Number 2 is The New Mutants, and this film is almost like one of those, we're never gonna see it. But, you know, right before filming this, they said that a brand new trailer comes out in like 2 or 3 days. This film was supposed to come out 2 years ago. Apparently there was reshoots. They didn't like it. It's a train wreck. No one came back for the reshoots. They didn't reshoot it, and they're going to release it no matter what. And Fox owned it. Fox got bought out by Disney. Disney owns it. I don't know where or how this movie is going to play out. And there's so many things about this that I want to know and I want to see. Not that it's going to be good. Who knows? It could be the best X-Men Mutants movie we've gotten. But are they going to release it on Hulu, Disney Plus? Are they going ahead with a theatrical release? Did they completely re-edit it and actually make sense? I want to know, because again, they said that no one came back or the reshoots did not happen. I was hoping that the reshoots happened, where like one scene a character looks normal, the next scene they look 2 years older with a mustache, and then they look normal again. Like, I wish that they would have almost leaned into the comedic sense of it all, and just, it makes like the coherency of the film doesn't make any sense. But I'm curious how this is going to play out. If it's fantastic, that's amazing. I don't know why we didn't get it a couple years ago. So again, this one is kind of like because I want to know what the hell is going on with this film. And hitting at the top spot is Tennant from Christopher Nolan, a big, you know, action blockbuster, espionage, and then setting up this weird world. And when the first trailer came out a couple weeks ago, I was blown away. I was speechless. I know that we had gotten a little bit of a teaser, and it was this guy looking at bullet holes and almost like time elements or something. And the first thing I said was time crime for some reason. And that's what this movie looks like. It looks like it's this interesting spy espionage world. Maybe there's death, there's rebirth, but time is definitely a key element in this world. And some people are saying it's connected to Inception. Some people are saying it's connected to Interstellar. But from Christopher Nolan, I mean, Inception is one of my favorite movies ever. He comes up with these crazy ideas and somehow translates them to the big screen with these unique elements. And I haven't seen the 6 or 8 minute prologue in IMAX. I don't know if that's going to give us any more hint to what this film is about and whatnot. But yes, just from that first trailer and who is behind this film, I am on board. Like, this easily is at the top of my most anticipated. Hopefully I am not like let down when I actually see the film, but yes, Tennant looks like a fantastic, awesome movie that everyone needs to see in 2020. So that is my list, the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020. What did you guys think of my list? Were there some missing? Do you absolutely agree with like Tennant and the New Mutants and maybe even Sonic? Let me know in the comments down below. I know that there's plenty other movies that I didn't even list. You know, we have Morbius and Venom 2, that whole Spider-Verse or Venomverse going on, plus a bunch of other things that haven't even been kind of released or a trailer. Oh, Quiet Place 2, that one is another one that kind of skyrocketed a bit. But let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, as always, though, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there, you know, movie reviews, trailer reactions, fun comedy skits. This week or January, we're getting back into a normal schedule. There might be a few more top 10 of 2010s coming out or the decade. Otherwise, normal movie reviews and whatnot. Follow all of my social media. And until next time, guys, thank you so much. I'm excited for these movies. I'll see you later.